The massive Thorian vessel emerged from hyperspace with the subtlety of a thunderclap. It positioned itself in high Earth orbit, dwarfing the International Space Station like a whale beside a minnow. Humanity had long suspected they weren't alone in the universe, but confirmation came not with peaceful greetings or scientific exchange, but with demands. Admiral James Miller stood at the United Nations Emergency Assembly, his weathered face illuminated by the harsh lights, as he relayed the translation of the alien message to the gathered representatives of Earth. "The Galactic Thurian Empire acknowledges your primitive civilization," he read, his voice steady despite the implications. "As per Imperial Protocol 5291, developing worlds within imperial boundaries must provide annual tribute of 5% of all planetary resources and 10,000 suitable subjects for imperial service. Compliance is expected within one standard rotation. Resistance is inadvisable." The chamber erupted in chaos. Some nations immediately suggested capitulation to the technologically superior force. Others demanded immediate resistance. A few proposed diplomatic solutions. Through it all, Miller stood silent, a career military man who understood what the politicians did not. Earth had just been invaded, regardless of whether the aliens had landed troops. Dr. Eliza Wilson, head of Earth's hastily assembled xenological response team, leaned forward in her chair. "Admiral, based on our analysis of their communication patterns and the limited scans we've managed, the Tharians perceive hierarchy as absolute. They respect only power and consider negotiation a weakness." Miller nodded. "So they understand only force." "They understand position," she corrected. "In their society, you either dominate or submit. There is no middle ground." The UN Secretary-General wiped sweat from his brow. "We can't possibly fight them. Their technology is centuries beyond ours." "No," Miller agreed, "but we can change the equation. Within hours, humanity made its decision. It wasn't reached by consensus or diplomatic niceties. It was born of the primal understanding that some lines couldn't be crossed. Taking humans as tribute, as slaves, was one such line. Earth's response was transmitted on all frequencies in perfect Thorian syntax. The sovereign planet Earth acknowledges your intrusion. We do not recognize your authority. We will not surrender our people or resources. Withdraw immediately or face total war." The Therian commander, Lord Draz, actually laughed when he received the message. His species had conquered 300 worlds. Most capitulated immediately. A few required a demonstration, perhaps the obliteration of a small city. None had ever declared total war against the Empire. "Primitive species often posture before accepting reality," he told his bridge crew. "Prepare the atmospheric penetration demonstration. Target their largest uninhabited landmass for bombardment." What Lord Draz didn't understand about humans was their capacity for both cooperation and ingenuity when threatened. While the politicians had been debating, Earth's militaries and scientific communities had been working. When the Tharian ship positioned itself to fire upon Antarctica, it encountered something unexpected. Thousands of nuclear warheads removed from silos around the world and hastily retrofitted with improvised propulsion systems, launched simultaneously toward the alien vessel. Most were intercepted by advanced defensive systems, but humans are nothing if not thorough. Behind the nuclear barrage came electromagnetic pulse weapons, hacked satellites repurposed as kinetic projectiles, and experimental directed energy weapons developed in secret by various nations. The Thorian vessel's shields held, barely, but their targeting systems were temporarily compromised. Lord Draz snarled in anger. "These primitives are more resourceful than anticipated. No matter. Complete the demonstration." But as he gave the order, something more troubling appeared on their sensors. Earth's primitive communication network was carrying an encrypted signal to every connected device on the planet. Dr. Wilson's team had analyzed the alien ship's communication protocols and discovered a critical vulnerability. Their systems processed data in patterns similar to Earth's quantum computing experiments. Billions of network devices, phones, computers, smart appliances, began executing a distributed algorithm designed to infiltrate the Thorian systems. It wasn't elegant, but it was overwhelming. The alien vessel's computational defenses, designed to repel sophisticated attacks from pure civilizations, found themselves drowning in trillions of primitive but persistent intrusion attempts. Impossible, Lord Draz muttered as systems throughout his ship began failing. They're savages. They cannot possibly. He never finished the thought. The Therian ship's weapons system suddenly targeted its own propulsion array and fired. The explosion didn't destroy the vessel, but it sent it tumbling out of stable orbit. Admiral Miller watched from the military command center as the massive ship began a decaying spiral toward Earth. "They'll crash into the Pacific," a general observed. That was the plan, Miller confirmed. Teams of deep-sea engineers were already mobilizing to salvage what they could of the alien technology. 3 days later, a battered communication pod ejected from the sunken Thorian vessel. It carried a message directly to the Imperial fleet. Earth's species more dangerous than assessed, employs asymmetric warfare tactics unknown in galactic community. Recommend immediate escalation or full withdrawal. The Thorian High Command received this message with disbelief. They dispatched not 1 but 5 Imperial dreadnoughts to Earth. They expected to find a primitive world ripe for punishment. Instead, they found a planet unified and transformed. Humanity had repurposed the salvaged alien technology with remarkable speed. Earth bristled with hybrid defense systems combining Therian principles with human ingenuity. Most significantly, humans had deciphered the Imperial communication network and broadcast a message to every world in the Empire. The people of Earth will not be enslaved. We do not want war with any species, but we are prepared to fight. For every ship you send, we will send back only ashes. This is not a negotiation. Across the galaxy, subjugated worlds watched with fascination as the tiny blue planet stood defiant. The Empire faced an unprecedented choice: commit to a costly war against an unpredictable species, or reconsider its approach to one stubborn world. In the end, the Empire chose to save face by designating Earth a quarantined, hostile environment. Humanity celebrated this as victory, though Admiral Miller and Dr. Wilson understood the truth. They hadn't won peace. They had merely purchased time. Earth would use that time well. The stars no longer represented just possibility and wonder, but survival itself. Humanity's future would be forged not just on Earth, but across the stars, united by the understanding that freedom was worth any price. And somewhere in the vast bureaucracy of the Thorian Empire, a new protocol was quietly established: approach Earth with extreme caution.